Time for another installment of The Basics, and on today's show, in regards to the Star Trek CCG, I'm going to answer a few questions that have been floating around out there, either on my channel or in the Star Trek CCG group that I'm a part of on Facebook. So let's get started, shall we? Now, I know I haven't posted a lot of episodes recently, especially in the last week and a half. The weather has got nicer, I'm outside, and I'm slowing down my production schedule over the summer months. That being said, you have questions and I have answers, so let's get started. The first one being in regards to the Davidian Door. And there seems to be a lot of confusion over which alternate universe icon card you can play. It's very simple. I'll read you the card. Allows you to play a card from the future. Whether or not you currently have a Davidian Door in your hand, at any time say Davidian Door and play to anywhere. One personnel or equipment card from your hand. However, anytime during your next turn, you must show opponent a Davidian Door from your hand and place it out of play, or you lose the game. This is in two parts. Basically, you can play any alternate icon card, personnel, or equipment that is from a future timeline, not from the past. And also, on your first turn after you play those personnel or equipment cards, if you do not show a Davidian Door and put it out of play on your second turn, you lose the game. It's very cut and dry. That's why Davidian Door is a powerful card, but also a pain in the ass. It's not a card you should try bluffing with, because you lose heavily if you try to bluff. Second question revolves around more confusion in regards to tactic cards. And I'll say one thing for tactics, even though I'm not a big user of them, I've never been one to use too many Battle Bridge side decks at one time or another. I prefer the old style of ship-to-ship combat. They are very self-explanatory, like Board Cutting Beam, where the hit deals shields -2 and a hull of -40%. A Quantum Torpedo, if you are using a Federation deck, with a Sovereign class ship, you get an attack bonus +1 if you have a Sovereign class ship firing. Sensors offline, crew cannot attempt space missions, so if you're attacking another ship at a space mission, they can't do it. Weapons -2, shields -2, hull at -15%. If you're using a Galaxy class ship in your Federation deck, full phaser spread, attack bonus +1 if you have a Galaxy class ship firing. Science panel destroyed. Randomly kills one science or stellar cartography personnel. That can be huge. If you're on a station, one personnel in a science lab, if you have that site. Range -1, weapons -1, shields -1, hull -30%. Great card to use if you're into tactics and you really want to throw somebody for a loop. Whereas these are explanatory and it pinpoints the kind of damage or personnel that are killed or anything done to the ship. The old battle sequence is to turn the card 90 degrees on a major hit and 180 degrees before being destroyed on a direct hit. I still don't like to use tactic cards, mainly because they slow the game down significantly, and I've never been a big fan of that because the game got very complex after certain expansions, and it could have been done to make it a bit simpler to move the game quicker. So if you like using the Battle Bridge side deck and tactics, they're really not hard. If you do not already have a rule supplement from Blaze of Glory, I would suggest getting one or looking up one on the internet. Finally, we have a question I've seen a lot of, especially sent to me, about the Holodeck Door, which is a doorway card. Now, to eliminate the confusion, everybody knows what the Holodeck Door does. You seed it during the facility phase, or you can play on a ship outpost or any headquarters. It adds a holodeck, and your compatible holographic cards may report aboard. Or plays once each turn to download a holo program or holographic card, and then the doorway goes out of play. Or plays at any time to prevent the deactivation of any one holographic personnel. You discard the doorway. It does not, however, interfere with the earlier event card, Holo Projectors. Plays on table, this technology allows your holographic recreations to be projected and used on any of your ships or away teams, immune to Kevin Uxbridge. Now, you can either use Holo Projectors, as I still do in a couple decks, or you can use the Holodeck Door, as I also do in a couple decks. If you're playing Federation in the Delta Quadrant, you have Actually, or the Alpha Quadrant, because you either have the EMH or in the Delta Quadrant you have the Doctor. You can use either of these cards for that. One does not cancel out the other. It's as simple as that. It comes down to preference, if you'd rather have the quick draw of the Holodeck Door, or if you want to have several holo projectors in your deck and put one on each ship. Hopefully that answered all of your questions today. Now, that all being said, I've been doing a lot of Q&A lately. The more questions I see out there, whether it be Facebook, on my channel, through email, whatever, I will answer them as quickly as I can. I'm trying to put together more shows based on questions and answers, because I think it's time to open it up and see what people want to ask me, so I can hopefully answer their questions and improve their playing of the Star Trek CCG or the other CCGs that I talk about on this show. Have a great day, everybody.